Hey, welcome back to Slap Happy. Wait a second, that was quite peculiar. Usually I drop my bat and then run. Today we are going to be focusing on soft slapping. When we're soft slapping, we want to get the ball to bounce as close to the plate as we possibly can. So we're going to be focusing on hitting the top half of the ball and the inner half so that we can get it to go to the 5-6 hole so we can be safe. As slappers, we need to be able to execute all of the different types of slapping. We have to be able to drag bunt, soft slap, hard slap, power slap, and hit away. Anybody can hard slap a ball off a tee into the net, but the key is being able to place a ball exactly where you want to on a dime in the 5-6 hole, or to be able to bounce it right where you want it and as hard as you want it, as close to the plate as possible. So say I hit a bomb and now the defense is playing me so far back and I'm like, oh, they're really far back. So then I give them a little soft slap and they have to all come in. So then my next at bat, they're playing me in. And then I'm like, let me power slap one right down their throats and be safe again. It's really important to be able to do more than one type of slap so that you can make your defense as confused as possible. You never want them to know exactly what you're gonna do. Always remember, warm up hitting before you start warming up slapping. So our crossover foot and our ball is going to be at Louisiana. Make sure your hands are staying back so you can fire to the ball. When you fire to the ball, you want to hit the top half and the inner half of the ball at the same time so that you can drive the ball into the ground headed toward the 5-6 hole. Next two drills are, we're working on front hand and backhand. So the first one, we're going to do backhand. We're going to get in our crossover step just like we did in the last drill. We're going to hold it here. Our hands should still be back. We're only using one hand, so I'm starting with my backhand. Hands are back, belly button's facing towards the plate. We're going to drive our hands to the ball. I didn't mean to hit it. We're going to hit the top half and the inner half of the ball, drive it into the ground towards the 5-6 hole. We want to get on the plane of the pitch as soon as possible, hitting through contact. We're stopping here. We want to make sure we have a strong wrist. You want to check. You don't want anything wobbly or like the bat falling out of your hand. You want to have a strong wrist. Now we are working our front hand. This is the hand that is going to guide your bat and tell the ball where you want it to go. These two drills are really important if you're switching over from right-handed to left-handed, because being right-handed, it's the total opposite. So your hands are doing the opposite than what they would if they were left-handed. So this arm is leading, this arm is pushing, but when you're right-handed, it's the opposite. So you have to make sure you're strong with both hands and make sure you're working this, because sometimes it gets forgotten when you're focusing on other things when you switch over. Our soft slap and our drag bunts are going to be our fastest home the first time, and usually you're going to move through the box faster on these slaps. So remember last week when I talked about Missouri, Kansas, and Nebraska? In this drill, we're going to train those steps. As our crossover foot lands, we make contact, driving the ball into the ground, immediately fire our knee. Missouri, Kansas, Nebraska. When you're doing this drill, I want you to hold this for at least 3 seconds, because as sprinters, we want to be able to be in complete control of our body and be able to stop or go whenever we want. Like I said before, we want to be able to do every single type of slapping. So when I'm working on the tee, I like to switch it up. So this drill, I'm going to go soft slap, hard slap, soft slap, hard slap. And you can switch it up however you want. You can do hard slap, hard slap, hard slap, hard slap, soft slap. Or you can do soft slap, soft slap, hard slap, soft slap, hard slap. Either, anything. When you're doing front toss or hitting tee work or anything at practice, you want to tell your coach what you're going to do. You don't want to just soft slap the whole bucket or hard slap the whole bucket. You want to be able to practice switching in between each slap so that you can do that successfully in a game. As slappers, we need to know our dirt. If the dirt is hard, it's easy to soft slap. If the dirt is soft or like mushy and it eats the ball, it's not very easy to soft slap because the ball won't bounce. Now, every time I go on a field, I like to check the bounce. So I'll go to the, like 5 feet in front of the plate and just bounce the ball to see how high it bounces so that I can get a feel of the dirt. When you're playing on turf fields, the ball will bounce very high, but it will also give the fielder a clean hop and won't usually have any bad hops for them to field the ball and throw you out. So you have to be able to place the ball on the turf. In Kansas City, usually the dirt is really hard, so it's easy to soft slap, it's easy to get a good bounce and be safe. But in places like Tulsa that I've played at, the dirt is more soft, so a soft slap would just hit the ground and roll instead of bouncing. Sometimes also, if you see the field getting watered, you should note that that is gonna make the dirt a little bit more soft until it dries up. So if you're playing right after they watered the field, I would recommend to check the dirt before you try to soft slap, just so you know how bouncy it is. So there's different types of slappers. Some slappers like to drop their hands to the top of the tape. Some slappers have a split grip, some don't. It just really depends on how you feel. I used to do a hand drop and I would hit from here because I didn't have very good control of my bat. Until my hands got stronger, I started hitting with my hands together right here. And then I realized that I have the best bat control when I use split grip. So my split grip's not very big. Some people have big ones, some people have small ones. I usually go from the top of the paint, a thumbs up, and then I put my thumb back down, because if you have your thumb up, you might break your hand. I know from experience. I didn't break it, but it hurts. When you're doing any of these, you got to make sure your hands stay back. You can't let them, they got to stay back. So when you're doing the drop, this is what it looks like until you get to contact. I'm not going to hit the ball, just watch. It's going to be like this, just like that. My hands didn't move at all. They stayed right here, and then hit the ball. But don't let your hands drift. See, if I do this, I lose all my power. Where does it come from? Nothing. I have to go like this, and then nothing happens. When I start with my split grip, it starts like this. Hands stay back, hit the ball. And then for the people that don't do it at all, same thing. Hands stay back, then hit the ball. Now, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but you can choose. You can try them all out or you can not. I've tried them all out personally, but you don't have to. If you're comfortable like this or like this or like this, do it. Make sure though, in either one of those, this, or this, my hands didn't move. Even when I'm here, until I'm here, then they move. Rewind. Thank you for watching Slap Happy. Like, subscribe, and slap that bell. Comment down below your home to first time.